Good morning. Welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for April the 14th, 2025. It's me and Chris this morning because Taz only got part of his computer to work.
Shockingly, the ongoing saga of Taz's computer is ongoing.
But we were speaking of pyramids this morning, and I was talking about the weird geologic, possibly anomaly underneath Khafre's pyramid, which may be absolutely nothing whatsoever. What it
Well,
definitely
it's
is
already been.
not is an underground pyramid power plant complex, something like that. But it is limestone. We know there's limestone
Where
down there, and
they,
limestone can get weird.
I don't know where they came up with all that. There is like no paper to
No,
like
there's absolutely
justify what they
no
say that there
scientific
is.
paper, nothing to
No,
substantiate it. But
it's just.
previous ground
I
penetrating
mean,
radar have found the potential of having some form of uh, like an air pocket underneath it, which may be related
it's
to it.
possible it might be a natural cave. There is a lot of them around
Yeah,
there.
well, as somebody else pointed out, it's also, below the water table, which means it's just water down there at some point. So who knows what that
uh,
does to ground penetrating radar. Well,
Probably.
yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons the Sphinx is deteriorating is because the water level is coming up in the
What do you
ground.
mean
It's
Sphinx
just,
is deteriorating? Sphinx is fine. What
no,
do you
it's
mean?
not. They've had to repair it twice because basically what's happening is the water table is getting closer and closer to the base of it. So water basically gets sucked up. And because it is limestone and sandstone, it's just starting to crumble a little bit. So they're trying to figure out how they
I
can.
mean, the base of the Sphinx isn't even built. It's just a natural rock formation.
Right, but rock is
And there
porous.
are human settlements right next to it. What do you mean the water
The water table. Okay,
level?
let's say 200 feet underneath the Sphinx. There's water. I mean, there is water there. That's no doubt. It's next to a river. So it's a natural process where water will get pulled through rock, especially when it's porous, which this rock is, and slowly, and I mean slowly being since the time it was built, it's been slowly crumbling at it a little bit here and there. So they've been trying to do restoration to keep it from crumbling. But because of changes with the dam having been built at Aswan, the water table is higher than it used to be, so this has been accelerating a little bit over the last 100 years or so. And it's all natural. This isn't something that's news or anything. That they've been working to try and keep it stable. And so they're looking at different options. At the moment, they've covered it with other stuff, but now they're looking at injecting some sort of fixative, but they don't want to do it and find out they've really screwed things up worse. But this is a long
Uh,
term problem. But they're wondering if, because the water table is the same level at Khafre's pyramid, is that what the SAR is seeing? Is it something else? But no, none of this is conspiracy. None of this is ancient power plant. What it probably is cool geology.
I
Which,
mean,
go ahead.
there's been rumors about an underground chambers even in the ancient times
Absolutely. Yeah, I
regarding
mean,
the Great Pyramids. So it's no nuisance, not nothing.
no, this is not news to anybody. This
Not
is
anyone who is actually a little bit knowledgeable about anything
okay. Well,
regarding
that's a
ancient
whole different thing.
Egypt.
A little bit knowledgeable is dangerous stuff. People believe
Yeah.
what they read on TikTok or hear on TikTok.
But
Do
what I
not
was,
believe stuff from TikTok, people.
I mean, some of the TikTok stuff is cool. I have few archaeologists I follow on TikTok, and their content is absolutely sublime.
Which ones do you follow?
But
Just out
they
of curiosity.
Annalise Bear,
Yeah,
she's probably my
absolutely.
favorite. She's on her own Blue Sky, and I follow her as well. That she has this huge passion for like all things ancient, so
Uh-huh.
she will tackle all kinds of things. There's another one that she just has a title and there is a name attached to her. It's just like I don't remember the neck count name. I'll have to check. But she does pop up with some fascinating stuff
I will
as
rephrase it
well.
then. Don't inherently trust everything on TikTok. Everything that
Oh
you think
no,
is
and
legit is worth checking out.
the thing is, I have a tendency of actually knowing. I mean, I do know a lot of stuff about ancient Egypt,
Oh, cool.
so I do have a sensibility of it, and when I see BS, I will definitely call it out where it is, and even without like, hearing of the stuff directly, I know how to verify.
I
those kinds of things.
love
But yeah,
studying ancient Egypt. It's such a cool.
still fascinating,
Yeah. Well,
still
I mean,
absolutely captivating.
it's spanned
Um,
thousands of years, so I mean, it's not like ancient Egypt is a thing. It's huge. It's vast. It's tons of information from thousands of years with archaeology, paleontology, anthropology, politics, religion, yada yada yada. It's
yeah.
so amazing.
Just recently, I mean, in the past, I don't know, I think a decade or something, they found scrolls, somewhere near the Red Sea.
Oh.
They're called Red Sea scrolls. Nothing biblical. They actually have, kind of like a diary of an overseer who was looking into building of Khafre's pyramid.
Oh,
So he
that's
just
cool.
literally was just he was just reporting of um the the stonework and transportation of the materials back and forth, back and forth. The most tedious, boring stuff ever, but it just documents how they were bringing materials over and how all that was put together. It's not like fully complete. Um, it just has a few pages, but it is writing from the Old Kingdom, very rarely found
Mm-hmm.
anywhere because Ancient Kingdom, for once, they didn't decorate interiors of the pyramids or anything like it, so there is nothing there. There isn't even a trace of any pigments in the walls, no reliefs, no writing or anything. Everything that has been found in terms of writing is either from Roman times or later.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing from the time of the construction or anything. Which is really cool that they have found something that dates so many thousands of years back then when they were actually constructing. It was like the 20 something year of Khafre's reign, well in the way of building the pyramids, and they were doing it, and he was like a mid-level overseer of some sort
That's
that was just,
one of the
doing
things
his thing.
I loved about um, Egyptology is there was a cave that I guess the workers used as kind of a break spot while they were working on one of the lesser known pyramids or
Yeah.
ziggurats. And all I can say is it's wonderful for the inscriptions they put in the walls there, one of them basically being, "My boss is a jerk." I'm thinking,
I mean,
humans.
humans will always be humans, and we will always complain about our bosses.
I know, but
Yeah,
that humanizes ancient Egypt more than anything else.
I mean, my only issue is the heavy, unhealthy inbreeding that they had. Other than that, I think they were one of the
Well,
more enlightened and more easygoing empires of the time because, unlike many others, they didn't expand. They didn't believe that they should expand. That they thought that living around the Nile is.
it makes sense. I mean, you've got your water, gives you agriculture, gives you food.
Yeah,
You
but they
expand
believe
much
that
further
this
than that,
earth
and all of a
was.
sudden you start to lose it because
Yeah, but
until
the
you,
thing is, you will never find an Egyptian anyone, not even a noble, buried outside of Egyptian soil. They believed that the soil was sacred, that it was the land of the gods.
how
They
would you
knew
know?
about the other places. They traveled because you never found it. There was
That
never
doesn't mean it's
any
not there.
location of what?
If you
What do
haven't
you mean?
found it, doesn't mean it's not there. It just means you haven't
Well,
found
it's
it.
not there, but
I
yeah,
know
but
where you're going, but yes,
you would find at some point somewhere, even accidentally, a
you would
tomb or
think,
some
yes.
sort of crypt or a mastaba. But they have deliberately kept all of their burials from nobles up into the up above, from like them, people who could afford proper burial to a pharaoh. They were always buried in the country, in Egypt. They would never even consider like, oh, let's build a mausoleum in Syria because we conquered it like Ramses did. No, they didn't even consider that. They never expanded their territories beyond what they really needed. And that's one of the interesting things about ancient Egyptians that they never like. They weren't expansive. They weren't like, let's conquer everything like Romans did. they just had like their corner of the world. They enjoyed it immensely and just kept with it. It's just to me it's quite interesting how they kind of kept to their little corner of the world and enjoyed it to a point when they thought that there's no other place to be than Egypt. Well, the reason why I started talking about the pyramids because I saw it as a silly video. I mean, it's a silly video, but it's comparing to the ancient Egypt. It is kind of silly. A material on the Luxor Resort Hotel thingy, MGM. I think
Hmm.
it's owned by MGM
I
in
think
Las
so, yeah.
Vegas. I always knew about it. I never knew what was inside. I didn't even know it was a hotel resort kind of thing.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it was
yeah.
interesting to see. And they shown some pictures and videos from like the opening time. It was open in like the early 90s.
Hmm.
And it was very Egypt themed. You had
Yes,
like a
it
boat
was.
ride that the boat was resembling the actual like ancient boats. Well, at least they approximated them because it was more like loosely based. It was like well, they didn't take archaeologists into account or like Egyptologists to help them consult stuff probably, but. It's sad to know that this has completely declined in quality and
Oh,
that
yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah, absolutely. Well, it's like every Vegas hotel. It deteriorates. But when that was brand new there, when the Luxor was new.
It's such a shame they had a like a an expansion plans to build like a approximation Egyptian village underneath around it and like a boat ride taking you from the pyramid to those places, and then not even the fountain that was initially there, the construction that they're opening is still there because they decided to build a parking lot. It's just like, ugh.
Also, they've had huge cutbacks on exterior water fountain things because of
Well,
they have
Las
to pull
Vegas isn't
water.
exactly water rich.
Yeah, no, they pull everything from the Colorado, like everybody does, but like everybody does. And between that and the droughts, a lot of the fountains have just been shut down and turned into other things, restaurants, garages, stuff like
Yeah,
that. When we were at the
priorities.
Luxor, we didn't stay there, but we were visiting, and they had a very nice tour. Um, Not a tour per se, but an experience where you go down underneath the uh, hotel, and they had a thing about ancient Egypt and the pyramids and all that. Very sciency, a little bit of fan stuff, but very Vegasy, but also informative. It was back in the days when they were trying to make Vegas more family friendly. So almost every hotel not only had the gambling and, sexy ladies and all that stuff, but they would
Obviously.
have something that could be family friendly. And they kind of figured out within about 3 years that, hey, this isn't making us any money.
Yeah,
But it was an interesting 3 years. You could go there and do stuff that was
there was
more
this
than
experience
just,
thing. Yeah,
this is when Star Trek The Experience was kicking off too.
yeah. The 90s were like they were experimenting with those kind of
Yeah.
things. But like even today, like Disney wanted to do a Star Wars hotel, and that died so quickly
Oh,
that
yeah.
it didn't even
There's,
properly settle in
well, I guess they
before it
didn't
already
quite
died.
figure that one out because a lot of things, oh, we're supposed to do this and we're going to do that, and didn't work, incorrectly set up. Just, if you're going to do something and then ask people to spend thousands of dollars a night in a hotel or whatever, you might want to get it worked out before you open.
Yeah.
And admittedly, anything of the days it's opening is going to be riddled with problems. We were at Paris, Vegas. When it opened, we were there the second day, and just wall to wall problems with. Okay, we didn't figure out how to get the chairs out for the pool. We were going to have everybody be able to get their chairs when they checked in, and that didn't work. Horrendously messed up. But when we went back a year later, they had it all figured out. So, lots of things
Why do
take
they
time.
rush to open stuff? Are they like
Because that's
having
how
trouble
you
to
make
meet
money,
ends?
is you get it open, which is why a lot of places do what's called a soft open. Don't make the grand announcements, don't have the fireworks, don't have everything, but you kind of open up and bring in some people and figure out, does this work?
Speaking of
Does
Egypt,
that
this is
work?
what Egypt is doing with their Grand Egyptian Museum. It's been softly opening since December last year.
Oh, good
They've
for
been
them.
softly opening further exhibits,
I would
gradually becoming more and more.
I would like to go there,
You've heard
but
of the
it's
Egyptian
not
Museum.
exactly the most tourist-friendly place on the planet.
I mean, Egypt is very tourist friendly. You just have to know what to look for and what to avoid.
Yeah, you have to know what
There's a
to
guy.
avoid.
There's a guy. He's partially Egyptian, but he actually was raised in Britain. Sam Mayfair, I think. Um, he is a perfect guide to instruct you how to function in Egypt as a tourist if you come alone. Because he can call out every single trick that up their sleeve when they will trick you into buying something you don't want
There is
to.
that too, yeah.
But like the Grand Egyptian Museum is the place to go. They pulled out stuff that was sitting in storage for decades, for almost
Oh,
100 years.
yeah.
Stuff that was pulled out of the sand like in the 1800s that was never exhibited because they didn't have the room in the Egyptian Museum in
Yeah.
Cairo because it was just so small and there was so little place to expand it to. So they were just like, okay, let's put it in storage and we'll figure something out, and they never did.
Um,
And now the Grand Egyptian Museum, which is very close to the pyramids itself, um, and they built it right. It's funny because they built it right in the alignment of the pyramids, because the pyramids are kind of like aligned to the Orion constellation if you look
a
from the
little bit, yeah.
top. And they've done the same thing with the Egyptian Museum positioning, so it like continues that kind of structure.
Good
So it's
morning,
aligned
Zez.
with it's aligned with its shape and its positioning to that, which is really cool. And what I've seen, because actually Annalise has actually shown the interior, I don't know if you've seen those vids.
Mm, I haven't seen them, so I
Um,
will take your word
she
for that.
was there and she was
Sweet.
showcasing all the exhibits and what kind of even mundane stuff that even there are full like loads of linen that survived from the ancient
Yeah.
times,
I mean, there
found
is
in
a
tombs.
whole field of
There's even
study
exhibit
on
there.
the fabrics of the time. You know, people
Yep,
specialize in this. I find
yep.
it absolutely
They,
fascinating.
there is even like out of this organics stuff, you'd think it's hard to like for fabrics to survive that long, and they have
Absolutely.
like entire like supplies of linen that were just folded up and put in a tomb because they were expected to serve uh the ruler
Well,
in the
somebody's got to
afterlife,
change
and
the
they are
sheets.
still surviving. Well, they gotta change them at some point, right? Or at least someone has to,
Oh,
because
yeah.
they even put like little wooden people that were supposed to represent their
Yep.
servants, so they would even have their servants with them.
Absolutely.
Like they thought of everything, and like even the mundane stuff like the combs, and stuff like that. It's so fascinating that all of that survived like so many thousands of years, so many wars, turmoil, climate. It's like, I mean, yeah, I know that Egyptian climate is very favoring for preserving
Yeah, it
stuff in
is.
general because it's extremely dry, and it's so extremely hot that it's just like if you dry that's what why they figure out the mummification process is so easy, because you dry out
Yep.
the body off of all of the
As long as you
moisture
get out the squishy
with
soft bits,
natron.
then yeah, it's going to dry out great.
Yeah, it's like literally they could just have everything function nice and easy.
Would you like to do a little hive onslaught with me?
Sure, I
Okay.
could do. Is this for the universal, right?
Yep. Since I was gone yesterday, I basically came on and did my
Yeah, I forgot to log on yesterday,
well,
so
I just
the
did
whole
the
day.
rocket ships yesterday and then headed off to Chicago.
Yeah, I did the event before I went to bed, but that was way after
Well, I'm
midnight.
trying to do them first thing in the morning so I don't forget because I'm doing them to assist other people while they are unable to access their machines. Not Zaz. Or sorry, not Taz. Taz is fine. Taz can do his own stuff.
Hans can handle his own
Yeah,
stuff.
Taz
Yeah.
is fine. But there's a couple other people who are unable to access computers currently. We are. Oh, we have a Weewoo. Wow.
Yeah,
Weewoo?
we do.
That was fast.
Oh my god, no.
What? What? Work?
Oh, thank god. It's optional. Yeah, work. I mean, it's not work. It's just like, hi everyone. We have a program called Remote Connections, which aims to foster a stronger sense of community and connection
Oh,
among
Lord.
remote employees and your local social events. And your city's officially part of this program now. We're leading planning for, and I are leading planning for our area. You don't English very well. To begin, we have invited all people who are located in the city to this channel to make sure we included everyone. Like public transit or parking, local transportation, we will fund 2 events per year.
Wow.
Social events at work. Ugh.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I gotta vomit.
Is futile.
I don't need a social event at work. I'm not here to be social. Thank you
my
very much.
my son's roommate's company has been doing very well, and as a result, they have shared some of that with the employees in the form of sponsoring events. So during the winter, there's the Christmas market. The day before it opens to the public, they have a soft open, a practice run, as it were, and they basically give every employee and every member of their family like $25 in gift cards to go there and have a snack, have a meal, buy some stuff, go ice skating, all on the company. No obligations. They have limited numbers of tickets, so let's say 1,000 tickets. That means they're basically
that's fine.
investing 25,000 in their people, and they don't care if you do or do not go. But if you do, it's fun.
I have strong anxiety for social gatherings. If
I-
I don't have to, like, if it's not obligatory, I will even avoid Christmas with family. So thank you
Okay.
very much.
This one I enjoyed, but the
Uh,
last time we were there, we're just walking around, and apparently the company is big enough that as we're hiking around this very large place with maybe, a couple hundred other people, we run into people we haven't seen in the last 2 years that turn out to work with the same company, and nobody knew it. It was like, John, Sam, what are you guys doing here? Oh, we work here. No. It was a very fun moment. Let's see, I have 4 repairs left.
See, that's the thing. I would probably be more social if it wasn't work related. If it was like, I don't know, it's probably the place I'm living in. I always wanted to move out of the country, move somewhere else, but moving in this economy.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
transportation. You know, living as far out as I am, there's very little public transportation.
Yeah, that's the thing. I would have to move into a big city or something because otherwise, what else would I do? Like, right. It's probably not the most exciting prospect. But yeah, it was like, oh, I wish I could live somewhere else because all the other places where I am, I feel more comfortable to be social, and I just hate it here.
Hmm.
But then again, there is this weird quality to whenever a company does social events. And I'm at the age. It's probably the age thing, because when it was, oh, I did never used to like that, but but it was more prone to be convinced to go to like a social gathering from work. And right now, when I think about it, it's like, I have my trauma gets stronger. So like the sheer thought of like going to a work gathering when you don't know who these people are, you don't know who's judging you. It's like, nah, no, thank you.
I'm not a huge work social person. With my
Nah.
previous jobs, with this last one, it was pretty good. Nice people. Liked hanging out with them. But yeah, I totally get where you're coming from on that.
I come here to get money for my life. I don't
Yes.
have to socialize with these people.
Yeah, no, I
Uh,
get that.
If I choose to socialize with someone, it's my choice, and that would be on my conditions, not
Yep.
companies. So yeah, I'm very much not into it. I mean, I do socialize on a daily basis. Like, I sit with a bunch of people who are all over my country, and we chat and play games and like talk about daily life and um boost each other's sense of morale as well. Because
Hmm.
like if someone is looking for a job, it's like, oh, fingers crossed, hopefully you get it. It's like if someone's feeling down, it's like, no worries, it's okay. Let's just play some games and just chill. It helps, and it just also helps me feel like a part of a community without actually being physically somewhere. I love Discord for that. But then again, we are from so many different parts of the country. Getting to get together is not so much possibility. Sorry, Queenie, no feedback calls for you. I have a different mouse right now because I've grown sick and tired of the Steel Series mouse I had.
Oh, yeah, I have a.
I think it's on its dying stage right now because there are moments where it's just it's glowing, so it's plugged in, and it's technically working, but it's not
Technically,
doing
I like
anything. The
that.
cursor is dead. And I have to
Really?
unplug it and plug it again to make it
Oh,
work, which is really annoying. So I just dug out my old. I think it's a Microsoft mouse actually. I bought it from my old laptop. It's still here.
I have a
Um, I
cheap.
thought I gave it away to my ex-boyfriend, but he might have given it back to me. I don't know.
I have a cheap Rocket mouse and keyboard. They are fine. They're not as good as my old ones, but they were like $20 for the pair of them, and it's good enough. I'm not a competitive game player.
Yeah, but I might need to buy something because this one tends to die now. Right now, it just died completely without a reason. It was just working until right this second.
They do that, don't they?
Okay. I'm so sick and tired. Now I'm gonna have to order a mouse of sorts because this is ridiculous.
Well, I spent so much money this last couple of weeks.
Why'd you turn off for? Come on. I need a Bluetooth mouse because I can't be bothered with cables, connections, just like no, there are too many wires, too many cables as it is. And
So
I don't have
I had a
space in my.
coworker who had a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard. And so, you get the little dongle you plug into the computer so it can basically talk to the computer. What he
Oh no,
didn't
don't.
know was that the previous owner of said laptop had plugged in a different one to a different port on the port replicator, so it was underneath the desk. And
Wow.
every day he'd come in and he'd just be swearing at the mouse because he's like, I'm moving it, it's not working, and blah, blah, blah. And we had all the tech people come in and look at it and all this other stuff. And finally they're like, something's gone wrong here. We're going to get you a new computer and all that stuff. And as they're pulling it apart to take it out from where it was installed, and the port replicator was installed behind a panel, then they found
Uh-huh.
the little second dongle stuck in the port replicator. And even the tech guys are like,
Aw.
oh my god.
That's never good.
Okay. Well, at least it saved us thousands of bucks in buying equipment, but cost us thousands of dollars of embarrassment.
Yeah, true.
My mice are always expensive. I use mice with a 12 key on the side and cannot play a game without it. I would go nuts as if I tried doing something like that. I barely can handle 2 keys.
Oh, this one looks good. I don't know.
You get used to
Oh.
it. I'm sure you do. It's like playing piano. You get used to not looking at the keys, but for me, where I'm very, very visual, I look.
I mean, I like when the mouse looks, but priority is that it works. Hmm.
No, I mean, I look at the keyboard when I'm typing. Here's an A, there's an F. I can type fast. I don't touch type. I look type. But I can still do a good enough job. So what's on your list of stuff to do?
Destroy 5 Thorian ships. Oh joy. Destroy Undine ship's battle zone.
I got
Type
Undine ships
10.
too. I can join you up in the Undine zone.
And I need to deal plasma damage in
There
space.
you go. Go
So,
throw some plasma on there, and I'll
ooh,
meet you over in the Undine space zone.
yeah, I have to swap ships for that.
Okay.
This one seems to have good reviews, but like 300, come on.
For what?
Just a bloody mouse.
No. Nope.
300
Nopeity. Nope.
mine.
Nope. Nope.
300 mine is like $79.
It
So, yeah.
says if something works for you, it works for you. You know, that's all that matters.
I
My
don't.
husband did two-finger typing all of his life, and he could not figure out how people could touch type or how I could do the kind of typing I do, because he'd be like A, L, L,
Oh my god.
spacebar, M, Y, spacebar. And I'd finally do do you want me to type it for you? Do you want voice to text or something like that? And he's like, no, I'm fine. But it worked for him, even though it made me crazy.
Right, I think I just resigned from the SteelSeries add-on and just have a Bluetooth mouse.
I just stay with SteelSeries because they have freebies every now and then. But they haven't had a freebie for a while. Maybe they have not worked out the details with Deca, the way that Cryptic had.
Interface, Bluetooth, I can't be bothered. What the hell is this? Is it completely transparent? What the hell? You see the innards of it. Why would I want to see the innards of the
Yeah,
mouse?
everybody
It's
likes
literally
different stuff.
transparent to a point that you can literally see every little bit of it. But why? Why would I want to? No. Space battle zone,
Yes.
right. God, I hate buying stuff because when I have a choice.
I'm heading over to the 5 o'clock space.
I'm just
Oh, somebody's
warping
already
into
started
the
it. Yeah,
system.
I see you. There's somebody already over there. Gosh darn it. Oh well, we'll help them. How many do
My
you need
tiny
to
little
kill?
ship. And Dean 10. So,
Oh,
not
they said they were
much.
not getting new. They were saying that they were not getting new players from the giveaways. Who was it? Deca?
Ooh, this one looks so cool. I'm sorry, I'm just.
Okay.
Um,
Cryptic.
there's a running joke like some people will just like, oh, this is a fancy, like a card. It's like this and this and that. Like they can list like technicalities. Like, ooh, this one's so beautiful. It's red. You know, this is
It's
me.
red.
I'm looking at a map. I don't care about it's white with some nice rainbowy colors all over the place. I'm like, ooh, I want it. I'm a culprit if like I like shiny. You know, it's a gay thing.
Let's see. Cryptic was not getting players from giveaways. Yeah, no, you're not going to.
You're not gonna. People will actively avoid assigning to something just to get a freebie.
Yeah, I.
That's what I know. A lot of people that would just avoid all of those giveaways
Yep.
because they would have to register somewhere they don't want to. They don't want to give away their data. They don't want to have their email registered to something that's gonna spam them later. I personally would just rather not have the thing than have the consequences, you know, attached to it. Because there's always a string attached to stuff like that. Always, always something. And like when I think about that, it's just like no, ain't gonna buy that.
So it says you do not have to be gay to like shiny. I didn't
I
think you
know,
did.
but but shiny and glowy is definitely gay. Like if you go to a gay person's apartment, then it's their apartments where they can do stuff on their own. They will never use the top light. They will always have some sort of USB, no USB, but RGB flashy lights or like dimmed lights that will never shine at its fullest. It's not gonna be super bright ever. And I know that's for a fact. I know that there's a bunch of guys that are like, I think they're roommates, but I think they're also like a little bit on my side because their entire apartment is glowing in all the RGB colors all the time, but it's never the top light. It's so hilarious. It's just,
The
it's
one
so mean. But
guy I know who's gay and is a good enough friend that we actually hang out together has the least interesting computer setup I've ever seen. It's just like a black box and boring mouse, boring, boring everything else.
he's not a
And,
gamer then.
no, definitely not a gamer. No.
Yeah, but there are two types of gay men. There are the gamers who they completely don't game and they will have the most aesthetic looking setup ever. You will see just like a laptop that's always closed, just a black mouse next to it or a white mouse next to it, and that's that. Because they don't use it
That's
for
close
anything
to him.
than internet
Th-
browsing.
Though I have to say, he has invited his family to come live with him because, issues, and he's trying to help them. And I'm wondering if he just doesn't let himself do all the stuff he'd like to, or if this is really what he's like. It's very neat and
Maybe.
tidy. Let's see. Says, best vanity set for me is the Temporal Rep ship set. I don't do vanity because I just don't play Space Barbie.
Oh yeah, that mouse I found looks literally like it was just temporal vanity stuff. Now
Wow.
that I think of it, it's like temporal vanity shield on the mouse. And I absolutely adore it. I think I'm gonna get this one, even though it's not super cheap, but it's not as expensive as the other one.
So my brain is now going to, well, if you can't get people to join a game by doing giveaways, which I totally get, how do you get more people to join a game? I mean, obviously, you're not going to join Star Trek
Um,
Online if you don't like Star Trek. So, do they start
SGO,
advertising on the? Yeah, I'm talking. We could say
the
any game.
biggest magnet, I think, was Janeway, uh, and Protostar stuff when it was introduced, and that it's the content really. If there is a content based on the show that you like and you advertise it well enough,
There you go. Advertise it. Word of mouth
yeah,
is how they're doing
because
it, but word
is
of mouth
never advertised.
kind of keeps you in the loop. So if you're not in that little loop, you're not in that little loop. If and when we see Starfleet Academy come out, which will probably attract a different audience, or if they do more with Strange New Worlds, just do some stuff with that. It doesn't have to be expensive.
I'm hoping Deca is going to do stuff like that because it's
They're going to have
definitely
to do
worth it.
something if they, just a little bit. New content. New content would be good.
New content, imagine that.
Yeah, I know. I know they've got to be doing more stuff, but
And the newest content we ever get in this game is probably, I think, ships.
we get ships, but content isn't ships. Content is
I know,
stories.
but that's how Cryptic has been running this for years. The biggest novelty is probably going to be the most recognizable ship ever, right? But nothing else.
Yeah,
It's
but
like why, guys, get us, give us something more.
it's commoditization, selling stuff. By the way, have you gotten all your ships?
Oh yeah, ages ago.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to see. Yeah, I got mine. Ooh. But the concept that you get to go in here and be a captain of your own starship is great, but we want to be a captain of our own starship in our Star Trek universe, which is story content to get you engaged, and then you go out and you do stuff. What else do we want to do today?
I still got some Tholian ships.
Do you want to do Archer? Or do you want to do Azure Nebula?
Archer, because it's just 5, and I'm gonna.
I'm fine. Let's head off to Archer then. We'll
I'm
get
not
out
gonna
of here.
commit to Azure for 5 ships. It's
Yeah,
like,
especially since it might
no.
take a while to queue up.
Nuh-uh, ain't happening. Yeah, Azure doesn't even pop up with randoms lately.
It does when you least expect it.
Oh yeah, that's
Good
true.
morning, Satalia. Good morning, Musin. And
Okay, while
heading
you're
over
here.
to Archer. It does. We had 5 times on Saturday. Okay. We know what GK
Wow.
means. Mm, no.
What?
I do not know what good GK means, Satalia. You'll have to explain that to us. Yeah, I barely played
Oh,
Saturday or Sunday. I actually went out and did real life stuff, which I realize is just heresy. Heresy, I tell you. But interestingly, Friday night I went on and did a live stream. Basically, oh, no. GK means gravity kills. We're not doing that, Satalia. There was almost nobody on Friday night, which is when I've been streaming. It was just me and Graz, and we had a fine time. Sorry, Friday night. Saturday night, just to see if anybody was around and should I switch my Friday show to Saturday. There were a lot more people playing on Saturday, so I may switch the Friday show to Saturday moving forward. Not quite sure. We will see. We will see. If people have a preference, let me know. But once I'm done with this 60-day body transformation thing, which by the way, my body has not transformed in the first 3 weeks of the 60-day transformation thing. I keep waiting to wake up one morning and find out I've got muscles and all this other stuff, but no. All I do is wake up going, oh, everything still hurts.
ouch.
Yeah, I did not lift weights since Friday, and I still can barely move. I'm getting too old. It takes too long to heal between things.
Well, maybe lessen the intensity, perhaps?
No, I want to look like Hugh Jackman.
But why?
I actually just want to be more muscle, less fat. And so my running joke with my trainer is every time I can't lift something or if I'm doing really badly on technique or something, he goes, arms like you, back like you, lats like you. And every time he says that, it's so funny that I start laughing, can't breathe, lose control. But it's a nice break. I'm here, we can go in.
Yep.
So Telly says you have to buy the muscles separately. Tell me about it.
Muscles sold separately.
So true. So true.
Looks like you could use some help.
Looks like you could use some help. Yeah, really? You think? One thing I did buy, though, for my achy muscles is a Theragun. If you know what a Theragun is.
What? No, never heard of the word.
Theragun it's a gun-shaped massage device would be the best description. It kind of does like pounding on a pneumatic hammer type thing. It's very nice. You can put on different tips on the ends to do like around the spine so you don't actually hit the spine, or soft ones for doing near bones, and a harder one for just doing muscles. And variable speed, it's so nice. They have them at the gym and they're just like, yeah, just use this if you got a sore muscle and if you don't want to go spend $100 on a massage. Just beat your muscles up for a little bit and it's like, Concept is to increase muscle flow. Or, excuse me, blood flow to the muscles. I don't know that it works, but I do feel better. Good morning, Mr. Dave.
I think it's supposed to work by making you feel better, so I think it works.
Oh, yeah, it does do that. The sad thing is on how much Hugh Jackman has to work out to look like that. Yeah, but he's getting paid to do that.
He's getting paid. He also doesn't always look like that.
No,
he's
he
just
doesn't.
doing that between the when he's doing a roll. Between the rolls, he's probably not as ripped, and
He's
no one really
probably
does.
in
Like,
good
Henry
shape.
Cavill
Yeah.
said that he had to dehydrate before certain scenes.
Yeah,
in, like,
because that
Man
makes
of
the muscles
Steel,
pop.
just so, yeah, that makes them look more ripped than they actually are. And that's what, like, even bodybuilders do.
Oh, yeah.
I have a friend who's done, like, bodybuilding just for, like, shows and stuff. And, like, you know, kind of like a beauty pageant for
Oh, yeah.
muscle people.
It is. It is.
She says that she had to dehydrate before the show so badly. I mean, yeah, it makes you look hot, but I do think it also makes you look unhealthy.
Yeah,
I
but you
don't
only
like
have
that.
to do it for the few minutes of that take, and then it's like, fluids. Give me my fluids. But it is a bad idea.
Yeah, but that practice alone is unhealthy.
It is.
Supposed to promote like healthy lifestyle or something, but it's really not healthy.
Yeah. You know, the next time I'm going to have a close up scene of my muscles in a movie, I will do it because that's the only time I would ever do it.
Oh, oh my god.
We are indeed talking about huge and jacked man. Mr. Dave. We are indeed.
Yes. Oh,
But yeah, I've
okay.
seen him doing interviews when he's doing some of his Broadway stuff, and he just looks like a fit, normal human being because that's all he needs to be for those is a fit, normal looking human being, and not like Wolverine. But I mean, he's a dancer as well as everything else, so yeah, he's going to be on the leaner side no matter what.
Oh, so this mouse actually uses both Bluetooth. It has a dedicated dongle and it can use a cable. Jesus. Still, I ain't paying that much.
Let's see, what have we got here? Got that. Some new toys. There's that.
That's $150 for a mouse.
No,
That's how about no?
no, no. The rumor is, this is via Spencer, and I don't know where he gets his information, is that they've got a new, uh, I think it's Klingon recruitment coming up. No, Delta recruit coming up. I don't know that that's true or not.
What's new about it?
Well, I mean that it'll be another event. A lot of people like the recruitment events. I have so many tunes. I'm no, nope, 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 no, no, no.
I have one and I'm still no.
I'm not doing any more tunes until all of these guys are leveled up, all the episodes are done, all of that's done. And then I might call out some of the ones that are less viable. You know, how many Klingons do I need? How many of this do I need? And then doing it over a bunch of accounts gets silly.
Or ouch! Oh no, I left the toaster on.
Good morning, Mason.
Good morning.
No.
How are you?
I'm
Here?
waking up.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Waking up.
That's fair.
I woke up exhausted this morning. I went, ugh. Looked over at the clock. Well, it's 1 in the morning. That would explain that. Let the dogs out. Went back to bed. Woke up an hour later. An hour later. I just did not sleep last night. I don't know what's going on. Maybe change of weather because we actually had a nice day yesterday. It was like it's supposed to be 70 today. I think it was 30 when I got up. And of course, I'm driving up to Chicago, going out to a meal with my family. So I'm wearing sweats and then realizing I'm going to have to change into a dress in my car. And I'm going to freeze, but if I'm not wearing the sweats, I'm going to be freezing in the car. So just one of those fun mornings of ugh. Then I get home and it's too warm for everything. And the dogs are like, "Can we go out for a walk and sit in the backyard?" Yeah, oh, whatever. So I'm just kind of stressed out and tired today.
You know how many Klingons you need?
One.
No,
Oh.
as many as it takes to make it a good day.
I'm sorry, what?
Today is a good day to die. How many Klingons? Anyway, okay. There's an inference in there.
However many it takes to have a good day.
Well, Musin, are you in game or are you just visiting?
I'm technically in game.
Technically, what does that mean? Well, you
And
are
you
Means
don't
there.
want
I'm
to participate.
hovering in over Deep Space Nine.
Oh. Do you want to
Not
join us
quite
for
sure if my.
something?
I guess.
I guess you sound so convinced.
Yeah, well, I've been awake for like all of 20 minutes.
What time is it?
Almost 1 p.m.
Okay. Late
You're on
night?
my time zone. Jesus.
Zez says you only need 2 Klingons, a KDF recruit and a Delta KDF recruit. No, 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 no. You need a Romulan KDF too.
Your screen freeze.
No. Does that look like it froze?
I can't tell because nothing is moving, but yeah, oh yeah, no it hasn't.
Yeah, no,
Spacequake!
the little tooltip I saw looked like a screen freeze.
No, I just had one screen on there because I was going to invite you to join us, but I didn't know what we're going to do. So I'll invite you to join us.
I was working on that build from last time,
Yeah.
trying to make that stronger.
Oh, nice.
I think I might have succeeded, maybe.
I got so spoiled by having one good ship that now my brain's going, I need to have more good ships. Or more good builds, to be more accurate.
Yeah, it's so much fun when everything just melts in front of you.
I'm not going to say it's fun, but it does take some of the tediousness out of some of the things you do. But I find that most of my day is running the event, doing the endeavors, and then I'm just burned out.
Yeah.
I'm done. I don't even want to go back and look at other stuff sometimes.
That's why it's so much fun if you can just fire and forget.
Yeah. Well, what shall we play? Yeah. What shall we play?
Well, I've kind of done all my endeavors, so I have no pressure to do anything.
Yeah, I've got physical damage on the ground, which is one of those. Mm-hmm. Yep, right.
Yeah,
Sounding static about it.
I'll find
this
something
is
to do with
why
that
I
one.
don't do endeavors, like not consistently.
Well, it's fun for the morning thing here because we don't do stories, episodes, things like that. So having the endeavors works out pretty well. And
Yeah,
I'd
I
hit
don't do
random, but we know
endeavors.
what happens when I hit random. Bad things happen when I hit random.
Oh yeah, bad things. Yeah, I mean, random means bad things, right?
How about if I keep a little guillotine? We usually like that. When we got 3 of us, that'll work.
Sure, why not?
'Cause we just need 2 random peoples to join us.
Not
The odds
opposed
of
to
that
that.
happening are
that idea.
decent. And if not, I'll queue up something else.
Not opposed to that.
In theory, tonight is class night. Considering I spent 8 hours in a car yesterday, I don't know that I'm going to class tonight. That was an adventure we don't need to repeat. And I got about 10 miles from home. Wee woo.
We will.
You got a wee-woo.
And I get an
Wow.
alert that there's been an accident on the road I'm traveling on, and there will be a 30-minute delay to go the last 10 miles.
Wow.
Then you
I
hit the
have the
Google button
best
for
vanity
find
on
me an
this.
alternate route.
I have the best vanity on my ship.
Which
Namely,
is
the default skin it came with.
Oh, good. Wednesday's.
And
Oh, Wednesday's fine. Oh,
I
rain's
just
today.
put
Yes. Yeah.
a colored stripe on there in the tailor. So now it's got black with a little yellow stripe. On the standard, hull material.
Why, when I pull up the weather report, do I get commercials? I
Eh,
just want to know what the
There
weather's
I
going to be.
am.
Thank you.
I am that beautiful constitution.
Perfect.
oh,
It looks great on the default with that hull material.
It does look nice. Hard to get a lot of detail on it, but
Well, the black and yellow is a slight little nod to the squadron of F-14s that were on the USS Nimitz.
wow, you are niche. That's right, Zez.
Oh,
I
yeah.
went to AccuWeather. Well, somebody's got fun peepees going on.
Who, me?
I don't
What
know.
do you mean?
I hear cannons. That sound amazing.
Oh, that must be my pulse phasers.
Very nice. That's what pulse phasers sound like?
Yeah. I'm
Smexy.
running them too, and yeah, they did change their sound.
That is an excellent sound.
Yeah. They kind of look like cannons, which is kind of funny. I think they're beams.
They didn't get me this time. Huh.
Wait, what? Which? There it is. See, I'm going over to 6.
Yes, I'm at 3.
Says the pulse phasers are not more movie accurate. I don't care. I just like the sound effect.
I think they are more movie accurate than they were originally, so they're
Sounds
just
like
a tad
they are.
faster. But I don't mind it. They've even recreated the original impact effect, and the way they fire from the phaser emitter is the same.
Projecting shield now.
Oh, you meant now are more movie accurate. Yeah, that will check out.
Projecting shield now.
I love them. I could use them on every ship. I love the impact effect because it has this slight electrical spark on the shields when it impacts the enemy, so that's really good.
Right, like,
Yes, indeed, that is. Oh, we're just in deep space again. That's interesting.
Remember a time when we actually
Yeah,
had a specific system. Interesting.
Kind of like it.
I rarely remember when it was like that before. So it's a nice.
That's twice in the last week
Interesting
I've had
change.
deep space. All right, 6 is a rainbow. It's super pretty. So 2 hasn't been started yet. I'll stick around here and kind of defend 1. Not that I need 2 Musons here. One's Rain babe.
Fully energized. Another Borg assimilator is moving to escape. Intercept and destroy. A Borg assimilator was destroyed before it could escape. Stitching anchor deployed. Projecting shield now. You destroyed a Borg assimilator before it could escape. Well done. Destruction of a fleeing Borg assimilator is
Here I come to
Are you singing Mighty Mouse song?
Yeah.
Says sorry was typing and killing Herc at the same time. Yes. Yes, we do have challenges. Multitasking in the 25th century. One thing I have been doing, though it is incredibly tedious, is trying to get all the data chips for all of my tunes on one account, which means they're kind of hanging out at Starfleet Academy and the Klingon Academy, doing those once a day things. And if they already have it, then sharing it with the other parts of their team. Just finish one of these, Mom. Finish one thing, Mom, and you'll be a happier person. Which one don't we have yet? No, we got all six. Okay.
Yeah, we've done them all.
There's two more simulators, though. There's one.
something is disrupting the stitching network. The
Take
tactics
that one since I'm here.
disrupting
Pew 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 pew.
to stabilize the network. A Borg assimilator has failed to escape.
There's another one over there. I'm helping you, Musin. I'm helping you.
Yeah, we got him.
Good morning, Cliff. How are you doing, dear? I'm glad to hear that. I hope you had a lovely weekend.
Got him.
And poof.
I did, Cliff. I did.
0 escapees.
Yeah, one.
Efforts were most satisfactory on this.
Wow. The sun is up. Amazing. I was looking out the window a few minutes ago and you could just kind of see the hint of sunshine or sunlight. but you could still see the moon. I get doing guillotine. I look back out. Nope, sun's up, moon's down. Very
It's already
interesting.
up, right?
Yes, indeed, Natalia. Today is the Lady Gaga song.
What?
Today's episode is entitled Moopsy Face. I try and do a take on some song every time I do a title. And Natalia
I
gets
was
some of
wondering
them.
what it was about, but it was like, I'm too shut down on the brain side.
Well, last year was all movie
Moopsy.
titles. This year's all
Moopsy
song
Face.
titles. Next year will be book titles.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm going to get out of here and go do things that allegedly are part of my real life, like send my niece my recipe for vegetarian gravy for turkey, because she said she missed that at Thanksgiving this year.
How does vegetarian stuff apply to a turkey?
Well,
Tale of
Eating a
Moopsy.
turkey excluding the fact that
so
it's
at
vegetarian?
Thanksgiving, I used to do Thanksgiving back when we all lived in the same town. And I would make a roast turkey, but everything else on the menu would be vegetarian. It wouldn't even have like turkey broth in it. But I would make a turkey
Ah.
gravy, and I would also make a vegetarian gravy that she could put, let's say, on her
Preferred.
stuffing or whatever she was having, mashed potatoes, stuff like that. And she said she missed it. Well, the thing that gets me is I was at the store yesterday, and discovered they now have vegetarian bouillon, but it's flavored to be like turkey or chicken or beef. So if you used to eat meat and you miss that, but you don't want to go back and get meat just to get that flavor, you can now do it with hydrolyzed yeast proteins. So I tried one, and I'm like, dang, it's actually quite good.
Yeah, yeast proteins can actually be pretty good substitutes in
Yeah,
general.
the taste is really good, so I'll let her know it's out there. It's expensive, but it's
It is, but it's
how much do
definitely
you
worth
need?
it, and the taste is good.
Yeah, it's $6 for a jar that'll probably last her a year. It's pretty good.
Oh,
Hologram turkey.
Nice.
Spam turkey. No, that's not fake turkey. Well, it's fake
Speaking of
turkey, but it's not
lasting,
vegetarian.
If you want to twist on that, you can always choose you just feed turkey vegetarian stuff, and then you call it a vegetarian turkey. You know?
There you go. Well, so we were at brunch yesterday, and I'm like, I know you're vegetarian. This is a seafood buffet, and she's like, well, not mostly vegetarian. Not when it comes to crab meat. I'm like, well, what about lobsters? And she goes, no, I think lobsters are cute. I'm not going to eat them.
No, I'm so no. I'd like to all the crustaceans like lobsters, shrimp. I love them. They're so cute, and they're actually very intelligent sometimes. I know that there's a mantis.
Yeah. Oh man.
Shrimp that can be so intelligent. There's a girl from the UK that actually has a mantis shrimp in her tank. And he can be fussy. He has humor. So like, if she like ruins his hideout, so he needs to rebuild it, he's fussy and he avoids eye contact and just don't talk. Like, they won't come out. Will not take the food from her. It's just like he's mad. She can tell he's mad at her. It's so freaking adorable. And he's so beautiful too, because like if you look at mantis shrimp, they are pretty cool colored. He's completely blue with some yellows and some reds, beautifully colored.
Hey, it's Italia. I actually do have a recipe for turkey where you remove all the bones from the turkey before you roast it. Easier to carve. My brother did that once. Took the turkey, deboned it, put it back together and reshaped it to look like a turkey, so that when it came time to carve it, he just went straight down with the knife. Knife. People are like, that's not how you carve. Oh, I guess it is how you carve a turkey.
so speaking of things lasting,
Turkey.
my mom bought that Quick and Bright off the Telcel
I have no
like
idea what
somewhere
that is.
mid-90s.
What is it?
It's a cleaning agent. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
pink, no chemicals, no fumes, nothing.
Huh.
Anyway, in the 90s, that was very popular to like advertise on Telcel.
Mm-hmm.
My mom bought one bucket of that stuff.
It still has it?
It still has it. It's not even halfway yet.
Oh my God!
It
It's
was
still
sold.
sold. They still sell it.
Yes, they do.
I'd never heard of it before.
Well, it's technically since the 50s that that stuff exists, but in the
Wow.
90s it got like well, the Telcel commercials back then.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah. It's got its own website and everything. How cool is that?
thing thing is, my mom bought one bucket. It's not even halfway yet,
So
and
there's
had
two things. Either it's very effective and you don't need much of it, or your mom doesn't clean.
no, my mom cleans a lot, but I don't know when it happened, but it has to be more than 15 years ago. She
Wow.
kind of forgot that she had it or
Oh,
something.
okay, yeah.
So she had to like scoop up the mold that had started growing on
God.
it.
So 2 years ago, 3 years ago, there was a person who I knew through the game who actually came to live in the town where we lived, and we would go shopping every now and then, and he would buy house cleaning stuff. And for reasons that I won't go into details, all his stuff is currently residing in my house, and I have boxes of cleaning things. I have not had to buy them in the 2 years I've had stuff, and I still have boxes of it. I mean, he must have gone to the store every time and gone, "Oh, I think I'm out of scouring powder. I think I'm out of bleach. I think I'm out of this," and bought it. And then he gets home and finds out, "Oh, I've got already all of this already." Goes back to the store the next month and, "Oh, I need all this stuff." So I'm still using
Oh,
it because I have no idea when he will be available to get his stuff back, which better be soon because I have his furniture, I have all his stuff in my garage, and I'm tired of having other stuff in my garage, but I refuse to spend $1,000 a month to put it in storage. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. Everyone, have a wonderful day. Will I be on tonight? Could be. Who knows? It looks like it's going to rain, so I'm definitely not going to class today. But it's not going to rain Wednesday, so I'll go to class Wednesday. Have a wonderful day, everybody. As we like to say around here,
Yep.
stay
Stay
moopsome.
moopsy.
Moopsy.
Ooh, that was weird.
Sean the non-believer. Sean.
Ooh, somebody's
Sean.
better
And
at
I
this
will
than
make
I
it a
am.
threesome. You even hear yourself?
I'm sorry, but that's the best wharf line.
that's 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 my favorite, I think.
Take care, everybody.